Today we are starting a series that could potentially take a very long time. And I say potentially because I'm kind of going back and forth on whether or not I want to do this. So if you have any input on whether or not you would like to see this whole series, you need to tell me that so that I don't I don't get in my own head and decide, oh, we're done with this. No one actually really wants this series to go all the way through. So if you watch these, if you watch, I'm definitely going to do at least a week's worth of videos. If you watch these videos, if you engage with these devotions and you find them worthwhile, please let me know so I know that I should continue doing them. And I'm kind of building to what these devotions are going to be about. This video is just an introduction to the new devotional series that we'll be doing here at Edgewater Lutheran Church. And it kind of revolves around this idea of confession. And I'm not talking about what we frequently think of when we say the word confession. We think I'm confessing my sins. We think maybe confession, absolution. We think we're admitting to wrongdoing. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here is confession in the sense of we share a confession, we share a system of beliefs. We share the same theology. And what I think is what I think is important that we know is you don't have to know the entirety of a theology to believe in it, to confess it. I will frequently get people come up to me, they ask, what do we believe about blank? See, they don't know what we believe, but they still use the word we. They don't ask, what do you believe? And then decide, do I go alongside it? They say, we trust this theology. We trust that the church has decided on a good theology, on a faithful theology. We just don't know all of where it goes, all of the implications of it, so we're curious. But there's that trust there. And when we're looking toward communion every week, I preface communion by saying part of what communion is it is a sign of confession. It's a sign that we all believe the same things, that we're on the same page when it comes to our faith, when it comes to our theology, when it comes to our understanding of God and His creation. And the confessions, the beliefs of the Evangelical Lutheran Church they're written down. There are other theological textbooks that expand on this. Like there's Pieper's Dogmatics is a series that most pastors have gone through. If you're a Lutheran Church Missouri Synod pastor, you've gone through at least most of Pieper's Dogmatics. But this is the core, right? This is the Book of Concord. Back in the time of Reformation, there were several things written outlining this is what the Lutherans believe. This is what we believe to be true. This is where we find it in Scripture. This is what it means to be a faithful Christian, not just a Lutheran. This is what we believe it means to be a faithful Christian. This is the confessions of the Evangelical Lutheran Church. This is what we believe. And my intention for, as you can see, it's a hefty tome. This is a thick book. My intention for this devotional series is to walk through it. And we're not going to do it up here at this high theological level. Consider these devotions what are those yellow books? The Dummies guy, or the Book of Concord for Dummies. I'm not insinuating that any of you are dummies, but that's what we're calling this series, because we're going to walk through it at a very boots on the ground level, to see what our theology says about all sorts of different things, to see where we get that from Scripture, and to see how it impacts our life and our practice of faith. So, again, as you watch these videos, watch a few to see what you feel about them. Let me know, good or bad, if you think this is worthwhile, if you would like this series to continue, because as you might guess, if we're going through the whole thing, I'm going to be doing this a while. So that is our devotion for the day. It is just an introduction to our new devotional series. So with that, brothers and sisters, go in peace and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.